Given the pace of change and constant pressure to adapt, it's not surprising that many organizations are trying to become more agile. 60% of executives rate this issue as very important, and 90% rate this issue as important and very important. And things got even worse for these companies which are not really agile with the pandemic. The pandemic has forced many employees, most employees in some companies, to adapt to new technologies, to new ways of working. Being agile is now the new normal. Now, a lot of companies claim that they run an agile work environment, but most struggle with this agile mindset. If you read the Agile Manifesto, the 12 principles, the 4 values, pretty straightforward, easy to understand, but people struggle. They struggle to shift this mindset. They struggle to really use the 12 principles, the 4 values. Disrupting the status quo feels uncomfortable. Change is hard. Breaking old habits, hard to do, especially in times of stress. That's why so many companies fail to see the kind of results Agile can bring if implemented correctly. Today we're going to try to change this. We're going to try to change this today. I'm going to cover 7 key steps that you need to take right now to guarantee a successful Agile transformation. Step number 1, strengthen your shared vision. Most companies, most businesses are great at setting financial and operational goals. But the problem is that they are more motivating for directors, for upper management, instead of average employees. The directors, upper management in most companies just sit around the table, they just draft a vision, a mission, some goals, some objectives for this financial year. They draft some KPIs for the other managers, which trickle down to all the other employees. Same strategy. That's it. They are done with this agile transformation. Shouldn't be like that. Employees, everyone in the company should really have a deep sense of purpose when they look at the mission of a company, of what the company is trying to achieve, or what we are trying to achieve together with this agile transformation. The goals, the vision, the objectives, the KPIs, everything should be super motivating for everyone in the company. And if this does not happen, the agile transformation will fail. Let's take a step back and really reflect on the heart of a company. What does the company bring to the world? What does the company's products, maybe services that you propose, bring to the world? What does success, achieving all the goals, all the objectives for this financial year, or maybe the next financial years, look like? How can this be translated in a clear format to get employees behind this goal, employees motivated? Step number 2, structures and processes need to be redefined. The first thing to do is define really how the company works in terms of structures, hierarchy, in terms of processes. Now, we need to make these a bit more agile. That's one of the very first things to do during an agile transformation, because companies with a really strict, rigid, bureaucratic structure and processes fail to implement agile because it's too rigid. This part is really going to be a hard pill to swallow for middle management, upper management, all the managers, because we need to flatten this structure. We need to empower employees. We need to remove this I'm a boss, I'm the boss mindset. I need to tell employees what to do. I need to micromanage employees. I need to keep this control. I need to know what's happening 24/7 in the company. All these things will be removed completely during this agile transformation. And that's a really hard pill to swallow for managers because they feel useless, but they are not useless. Now they are becoming servant leaders, and this is what we're going to talk about again in some other points in this video. But this structure, these processes, they need to change. And if management don't believe in this agile transformation, the directors, upper management, it will fail. It will fail because they will need now to become servant leaders, here to support people instead of here to give orders to people. Step number 3, keep employees in the know. Most big companies struggle with that, struggle with presenting information, making information visible, transparent. And because of this, employees feel that management is lying to them, hiding information, which in most cases is false. We are not hiding information, we are just bad at presenting information in a good way to employees. And when doing an agile transformation, we want motivated employees which have a purpose coming to work. And in order to get that, we need to tell this person exactly what will be their role in this agile transformation. How can they contribute to the success of a company for this financial year or during the agile transformation? And there will be a drastic reduction in fear of change, in resistance to change when you make all the information of a transformation visible and transparent to employees. We need to celebrate small wins. We need to show employees that agile is working throughout the company, that it's being implemented throughout the company, that people are loving it, that everything is changing and we are serving the customer better and employees are more motivated coming to work. Step number 4, embrace the agile culture first. Agile is more of a mindset instead of a process. And employees need to know that. Someone needs to tell the employees to be patient, to embrace change. And that's not a change in process, it's change in structure, in change in the way of working, but more of a change in mindset. That they will need to shift their mindset to this agile mindset so that employees know and are aware of what we need from them during this agile transformation. How can they make this agile transformation a success? At the end of the day, we are implementing agile in the company to be able to deliver valuable products and services to our customers. But the problem with agile is that there's no clear rules on how to do it. There's 4 values, 12 principles. That's it. And some people struggle with that if they are not guided, if you are not coached in this agile transformation, especially some software developers. They need rules, they need structures, they need to know exactly what to do. And they can struggle if you tell them that it's a shift in mindset, that there's 12 principles, 4 values, there's no clear rules, you just do whatever you want while keeping within these 12 principles and 4 values. Step number 5, leaders and managers should act as role models. This is where I believe the agile transformation will fail. Most agile transformations fail here. It's quite easy to create a Scrum team. Let's say you want to use Scrum. Easy to create a Scrum team. Scrum team, fully cross-functional team, self-managed, everyone is happy, everyone is working together, we are delivering value to customers. But at some point, some managers will feel, upper management, directors will feel this lack of control. Maybe they feel useless now because the team is working so well. They need to really tell the team what to do. And because of this agile transformation will fail. Managers, leaders, directors really need to believe and understand what this agile transformation is. It's not simply a change in process, a change in structure. It's a journey towards agility. And this journey requires a shift in terms of mindset compared to the old waterfall model that most companies use prior to transitioning to agile. This top-down approach of hierarchy, completely gone. We need to flatten the structure, flatten the hierarchy. People need to feel empowered. Stop this micromanagement, this control of employees, telling employees what to do, shouting at employees. Managers are now servant leaders, and it's a hard pill to swallow for managers. And this lack of control can bring fear, which may prevent this agile transformation of being a success. Step number 6, remember that agile is iterative compared to the waterfall model, which is really sequential. You do the analysis, you do the design, you do the coding, you do the testing, and you release to production after 6 months. Maybe sometimes for customers or even business people that told you to do the application, this feature, they don't see anything prior to the 6 months. They just do a big bang approach, everything is released after 6 months. You don't see anything. Compared to agile now, it's iterative, the approach. So you might see in the first few days, you might already see a prototype, a working version even of what we are trying to develop, and the business people, maybe even the customers, are constantly engaged in the process. They see, they can give feedback, we can work with them, and we can build something that the customers really want in terms of value. Now, because of this, the team needs to be flexible in the waterfall approach. Everything was planned, everything was scheduled, tight schedule with milestones and all that. You knew exactly what to do for the next 6 months in terms of planning, analysis, coding, testing, which team needs to get involved and all that. But in Agile, we are getting feedback from customers, constant feedback, and we want to deliver the most valuable thing, the most valuable product to the customer. So the team will need to be changing requirements, working on different things constantly, and the team needs to understand this. Step number 7, employee-driven communication, the rise of employee-driven communication. That's a really big sign of a positive change in the workplace, the rise of employee-driven communication compared to the typical communication from directors, upper management. If at any point in time an employee can just create a post, visible, everyone in the company, visible to everyone in the company, a post about any subject, any topic, and lead this discussion throughout the company with all the employees. Everyone is commenting, everyone is sharing their opinions without the fear of management shouting at them or someone in the directors ending their career. Without this fear, that's a really powerful message that the company is changing in a better way. And if you want more tips and insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.